OnePlus marketing has always been about speed. From a performance standpoint, OnePlus never deviated from its never settle mantra. However, with the new OnePlus Nord, the company is using Qualcomm's mid-range Snapdragon 765 SoC rather than a flagship Snapdragon 765. The Nord is OnePlus' first mid-range smartphone since 2015, OnePlus X, and it's also company's first device to not use a Snapdragon 800 series chip. The Nord does not offer a flagship specs. It does offer its flagship killer specs at flagship killer price. Here is my review with new OnePlus Nord, which explains why. Hello everyone, how are you people doing? I know you people are doing absolutely fine. This is Amey here and you're watching Tech Panda. So without wasting further ado, let's get started. Let's start with the design. OnePlus designed the Nord in two colors, blue and grey. However, I received the OnePlus Nord in grey color, which looks stunning and feels amazing in hand. At a height of 158.3mm, OnePlus Nord is shorter than many flagship smartphones, but it's not a compact device. The phone is pretty lightweight, at least compared to many 2020 flagships. The Nord has been comfortable to hold for many hours. I've watched videos and played games on it. The quad camera bump sticks out quite a bit on the rear, so the OnePlus Nord won't rest flat on the table. On the bottom, the OnePlus Nord has a dual nano SIM card tray, microphone, a USB Type-C port and a bottom firing speakers. The Nord does not have dual speakers. The left side features the volume buttons while the right side features the power button and alert slider. The alert slider still performs the same three functions as the previous generation OnePlus devices. The top position puts the phone in silent mode, the middle position puts the phone in the vibrate mode, and the bottom position turns the ringer on. Talking about its display, the display measures 6.44 inch diagonally and has a resolution of 2400 x 1080p pixel for an aspect ratio of 20:9. OnePlus has packed a 90Hz panel for Nord. For those with a subscription to streaming devices, you'll be happy to know OnePlus Nord is HDR10 Plus certified. I can confirm that OnePlus Nord supports HDR playback in both YouTube and Netflix. Near the bottom of the display, the OnePlus Nord has an under-display fingerprint scanner. The optical fingerprint scanner is fast and responsive. However, the module placement is a bit too low for my liking. Talking about performance, the Snapdragon 765G has an octa-core CPU with one ARM Cortex A76 clocked at 2.4 GHz and another Cortex A76 clocked at 2.2 GHz, and 6 other ARM Cortex A55 cores are clocked at 1.8 GHz. The GPU is Qualcomm's Adreno 620 GPU. The SoC is fabricated on Samsung's 7mm EUV process, although the Snapdragon 765G won't match the Snapdragon 865 in peak CPU and GPU performances. The processor provides more than enough GPU and CPU muscle to handle day-to-day tasks and moderate to heavy gaming. OnePlus is pairing 765G with up to 12GB LPDDR4 RAM and 256GB of UFS 2.1 storage. So the Nord won't disappoint you in the memory and storage performance either. So to demonstrate, here are a few results from some of the more popular benchmarks on Android. Talking about its gaming, OnePlus Nord's Adreno 620 is outclassed by GPU of most flagship smartphones on the market. It's still more than capable of handling with nearly maintaining a perfect 30 FPS in HD settings. Don't worry, OnePlus Nord won't disappoint you in the gaming performance. The primary camera is Sony's 48MP IMX 586 image sensor with an f1.75 aperture lens with OIS and EIS support. The secondary camera is an 8MP ultra-wide-angle camera with 119° field of view with f2.25 aperture lens. The 5MP depth sensor is an f2.4 aperture lens. Finally, a 2MP macro sensor with f2.4 aperture lens. I'll help you with some sample shots for your reference and you to decide its quality. This one is from primary camera. This one is from wide-angle lens. The macro camera is fun to play around with, but it's ultimately a gimmick.
This is the back camera we are testing from OnePlus Nord, the normal camera. And this is the ultra wide.
since ultra-wide angle camera would have served the same purpose. On the front, the OnePlus Nord has two cameras underneath the large punch hole cutout. The primary camera is a 32 megapixel Sony IMX616 image sensor with an f2.45 aperture with EIS. The secondary camera is an 8 megapixel wide angle camera with a 105 degree field of view with 2.45 aperture lens. Images from primary selfie camera are bent down to 8 megapixel by default. I'll help you with some sample shots for your reference to understand its quality. This one is from primary lens. This one is from wide angle. Nightscape mode, which stacks images over a long exposure period, works with the main and ultra wide angle camera but not with the front cameras. Photos from the main rear camera have appeared color accurate to us with good detail preservation and minimal smoothing around the edges, but the details are less sharp owing to the lower megapixel sensor. Video quality is surprisingly decent with up to 4K resolution at 60 fps available for the front camera.
So we are testing the video quality from OnePlus Nord from front camera. There's not wide, this is the normal camera, and you can see Daisy. And this is the wide camera of OnePlus Nord.
The slow motion videos can be recorded up to 1080p resolution at 240 fps. We really had fun testing its camera. Also, I hope you all have met Amir's new baby girl, Daisy of course. Coming back, the OnePlus Nord does not support recording videos from the front-facing wide-angle camera. In addition, there is no OIS for the primary front camera and no OIS and EIS for the secondary wide-angle front camera. Probably, we had too high expectations from its camera. For the price, I would say it would have been much better. This video was only possible because of Mr. Suraj, so big thank you and a huge shout out. Speaking of battery life, during my time with OnePlus Nord, I recorded an average of 7.5 hours to 8 hours of screen on time with a peak of nearly 9 hours. I even managed about 5.5 hours of screen on time spread out over 2 full days of moderate use. I haven't been going outside as often due to COVID situation, so I can't factor the effect of navigation and location services on my average battery life. But overall, I would like to say I'm satisfied with the day-to-day battery life of OnePlus Nord. And once OnePlus Nord is out of juice, you can charge the phone up with its included Vrap charge. This charges the phone at 5 volt 6 amperes for a 30 watt wired fast charging. You'll have to use the Vrap charge charging brick and Vrap charge cable to achieve maximum charging speeds though. If you do, you'll able to charge the Nord from 5% to 100% in about 50 minutes. The charging brick ensures that the heat does not accumulate near the phone's battery, so you can even continue gaming while the phone is charging. Speaking about the audio, OnePlus Nord only has a single speaker at the bottom.
Storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go.
The phone gets surprisingly loud though. However, the audio from the speaker lacks bass. The linear vibration motor provides subtle vibrations that can also be customized in a pattern and intensity in settings. I have no specific complaints about the vibration motor, but it's not as good as the one on the OnePlus flagships or the Google Pixel 4a. Talking about its UI, Oxygen OS is based on Android 10 and it's largely considered by Android enthusiasts to be the best flavor of Android outside Google Pixel software. The UI is clean and free from visual clutter as always. Oxygen OS has its distinctive look and feel that is considered and does not stray too far that is considered as stock Android. OnePlus offers a tons of UI customization features from various lock screen, ambient display, clock style to fingerprint animations and to accent colors and many more. There are scrolling screenshot features and a feature recording with support for a recording of an internal audio, both of which are incredibly useful feature for putting up a review like this together. All these features add a lot of utility to Oxygen OS. Some of these features can be replicated using a third-party application, but it's nice to have these features natively supported in the operating system. Notification from the application does not arrive on time. There is a long-standing bug of this in Oxygen OS that prevents notification from certain applications from arriving on time. I have personally faced these issues with messaging applications like Hangout, Discord, and messaging. Oxygen OS has two main settings you should turn off to improve the chances that your notification will arrive on time. Sleep standby optimization and intelligent control. The brand that was once known for its flagship killer smartphone is now just known for its flagships. With Nord, OnePlus is set out to reclaim its foothold among affordable smartphones. The Nord represents OnePlus's mid-range comeback, and it's quite a successful comeback at that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please feel free to hit the like button and also subscribe to our channel. Do not forget to turn on post notifications if you haven't already. It's been a great time with you guys. Thank you so much for watching Tech Panda.
और हाँ, घंटी बजाना मत भूलना।